Today was especial. Today it's a special day. It's the first anniversary I got LinkedIn Live. For the first time, I'm gonna have a kind of United Nations meeting here, and I hope you will be there so we can talk. And let me know if you want to join me too. Okay, so stay tuned because we'll be back in a moment. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome.
Hello.
It seems that we are making a Zoom meeting today. So welcome everybody. It's a pleasure to have you here. It's very good for me. I'm feeling grateful because you are there. Okay, thank you. So I remember that day a year ago when I first got LinkedIn Live. We have another one here. I saw my LinkedIn profile, that red dot saying you can go live on LinkedIn, and I said, oh my god, I'm feeling so good. So thank you for being here. I think the only one who's doing live for the first time with me is Arnaldo from Brazil. Bem-vindo, Arnaldo. We're gonna talk. Okay, by the way, today we're gonna speak every language we want. it's kind of also language lesson on live. So don't have problem. For instance, Chris, if you want to speak French, no problem at all. Okay, me and Steven are here for you. Okay, so maybe I will start by introduce every guest I have on my show. So Chris, if you want to start.
Well, I am Chris Derbove and I am from St. Niklaas. It's a little village, a town in Belgium and not so far from Antwerp. And I have really very, very much fun in live streaming. I like it.
Very good, very good. Well, I think now we have also Asia covered.
Yes. Yes, we
Raúl.
Hi, everyone.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Yo soy Raúl Santa Cruz, de Barcelona Ciudad, España, y junto con Juanjo, que se presentará en un instante, los creadores de Agencia de Marketing Digital en Redia. Encantado de estar aquí con todos vosotros. Un saludo y felices fiestas.
Very good, muchas gracias, Raúl. Y ahora tenemos a Juanjo. Juanjo, ¿qué tal?
Hello. Buenas tardes, buenas noches, buenos días, según nos vean en directo, en diferido. Soy Juanjo Santana, como bien ha dicho Raúl, somos socios de la agencia de marketing en Redia. Soy natural de las Islas Canarias, pero resido en Talavera la Reina, Toledo, España. Y nada, pasando aquí el ratito con esta celebración grandiosa del amigo Marco y desearles a todos unas felices fiestas.
Muchas gracias, Juanjo. Y enseguida, and now we have Steven, the live stream veteran. Hello, Steven.
Hello, Marco, everyone. Greetings from the UK. I'm Steve. I'm based in Wiltshire in England, about 20 miles away from Stonehenge. So you know where I am. I work for BeLive in the marketing department, and it's good fun being on the StreamYard broadcast. Thank you, Marco. I spend my time creating content for BeLive and helping people to go live for the first time and helping people who've been live to improve their broadcasts. I've got courses on Udemy, and I just enjoy live broadcasting, as Marco knows, and I'm delighted to be here.
Perfect. By the way, Stephen, if you want to leave the links to your courses on Udemy, I will be pleased to have them there. Okay.
Thank you. It's very kind.
My pleasure. Let me put the invitation link on comments so people can join. And meanwhile, it's time to Alberto.
Hola a todos, mi nombre es Alberto Gómez, soy consultor de marketing y ayudo a las personas a crear contenidos y con sus estrategias. Estoy muy agradecido con Marco de estar aquí, que me haya invitado y celebrando su primer año en LinkedIn y sus como 40 años en vivo en Internet. Cuando Internet salió, Marco ya estaba en directo. Bueno, un gusto estar aqui com todos. Graças.
E agora vamos até ao Brasil. Brasil, Arnaldo, um gosto de ter-te por cá. Podias-te apresentar, por favor, para que nós saibamos. Quem entender, saiba quem és, por favor.
Olá a todos, eu sou Arnaldo Mefano, estou aqui no Rio de Janeiro. Eu já conheço boa parte de vocês, que eu tenho sempre assistido às lives do nosso amigo Marcos. Primeiro, parabéns aí por um ano de live, realmente para comemorar, certo? Eu sou da área de marketing digital e também na área de mapas mentais. E muito alegre de estar participando desse encontro aqui do Rio de Janeiro, muito calor por aqui, né? E curtir um pouquinho do frio aí de vocês, ok?
Perfect, perfect. And now I think it's time to Tony. Hello, Tony. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So first of all, I want to say congratulations, Marco, on 1 year. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. So my name is Tony Alexander. I'm from Houston, Texas. I actually own an HR law and business consulting firm. More importantly, I am a mentor to a little over 300 people across the world. I definitely enjoy what I do. Marco extended an invitation for me to come on to the show. And as he said, it was mentorship and live stream at first sight. So thank you, Marco, for everything that you do for everyone. And I'm very humbled to be here.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you. And now it's time. Well, it's time to fly to Asia. Hello. Unmute yourself, please.
Hi, Marco and everybody. Merry Christmas, first of all, and congratulations, Marco, on completing 1 year on LinkedIn Live. I have actually recently started LinkedIn Live. It's going to be my fourth one this month on 27th. Just to give a brief background about myself, I am a child psychologist and I've been working with children for almost a decade now. But then thanks to the pandemic, in a way that, I realized that while working with kids, it's more important to work with the parents as well. Basically, I am a mental health professional, and as a mental health professional working with kids, basically developing their overall well-being is something that I'm extremely passionate about. So that's where I realized that 2020 has taught me in a way that it's further more important to create an environment where kids are. So now I'm out of school in this way, that I'm not working with kids in the school, but directly in the market, and that's actually how I have begun my LinkedIn journey. So just keeping my fingers crossed, and thank you very much, Marco, for this opportunity. It's 10:30 p.m. here actually, and I was about to go off to bed, but then you extended this invitation, and I thought that I should not be losing out on it, since I am building my brand. And by the way, I have a 10-month-old, and I recently became a mother, basically this year.
Congratulations! Well, we have another one here in Alberto. You can change some ideas about parenting. Well, yes, so if you want to, because you have to leave in a moment, I will ask you, because this question will go to the rest of the people. I will ask you how 2020 was and perspectives for the new year.
Well, the first thing so basically, I recently worked upon the whole reflective exercise that I go through every year. But then this year it was so transformative that I think I'm going to continue being more uncomfortable in 2021. and I basically, you know, taking up more challenges as often as I can, like I could today. So I think I'm getting into the spirit, and also being mindful. So for 2020, my objective was to be more as mindful as I can. So bringing this practice into everyday life, and this has really taught me so much that I don't think I can really put them into words. It's still like I'm still processing everything that we went through. But then mindfulness is going to be my, you know, objective for the next year, along with staying uncomfortable as often as possible.
Well, thank you. So if you want, you can stay there and watch the show. If you want, you can go to the comments. It's up to
Sure.
you.
Thank you.
Because
Thank
now
you
it's
very
time.
much, Marco.
You're
And thank
welcome.
you, everybody. Please take care.
É, you too.
You.
E agora vamos voltar para Portugal e temos aqui o grande Fernando. Olá, Fernando, como estás? Estás mute? Liga o som, Fernando, por favor. Agora sim. Como estás, Fernando?
Tudo bem, Marco?
Tudo bem, muito obrigado. E contigo, olha, ia-te pedir então que te apresentasses.
Boa tarde, tudo bem?
Consegues me ouvir?
Boa tarde a todos. Agora sim, estava com uma interferência, mas agora ouço bem.
Okay. Pronto, Fernando, ia-te pedir que te apresentasses como o resto da audiência. Nós hoje temos aqui uma edição especial e então podemos falar todos os idiomas, menos o nosso, ok? Estivemos aqui a fazer o sorteio e tu vais ter que te apresentar em francês. Fernando, podia-te então que te apresentasses em português. Parece que estás com problemas no satélite. Fernando? Alô, alô?
O som está com delay. Está a chegar aqui com delay, apesar de estarmos os dois em Portugal. Portanto, eu sou o Fernando Gaspar, mas pode ser em português, ou Marco?
Sim, 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 pode ser em português. Pode ser em português.
Eu sou o Fernando... Portanto, eu sou o Fernando Gaspar, tenho aqui um stand de automóveis no centro do Porto. Uso principalmente as redes sociais para divulgar o meu negócio. As plataformas digitais vieram impulsionar cada vez mais o meu negócio. E basicamente é isso. Tenho acompanhado sempre o Marco e todos os diretos que ele tem feito e o trabalho que ele tem desenvolvido, que tem sido um excelente trabalho em termos de conhecimento, em termos de plataformas para fazermos a promoção do nosso negócio. Marco, estás sempre em grande. É Natal. Bom Natal a todos.
Muito obrigado, Fernando. Fica por aí que em breve vamos continuar aqui a ronda de conversa. And now it's time for Peter. I think you finally made it. How are you?
Hello, Peter. Hello.
Me.
It's hot on.
I kept getting kicked out. Well, congratulations on a year. First time I've been in StreamYard, just to let you know. And yeah, I'm from Aberdeen in Scotland. So I'm here. Did you miss me?
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people speaking languages I don't know. What's happening?
It's time to learn. So, Peter, I'm going to ask you the same question because you were the last, but you won't be the least. I would ask you which challenges, which things brought you 2020, and what are you expecting from 2020 on besides the vaccine?
The challenge for me was my health this year, you know, trying to get fit again, which I'm managing to do. I've got back on my bicycle and I'm walking 3 miles a night. So that was my challenge, to try and get my health back, which I'm nearly at. And 2021 is going to be a really busy year for me because it's, believe it or not, it's been one of my busiest years, and even with the COVID. And as soon as the vaccine comes, I'll be taking it away. to do my bit for Britain and Europe and the world.
Very good, very good. So let's send the question to the top to Chris.
Yes, it was a very difficult year. This year, 2020, I will never forget it. I work in a school as a teacher, and in March the school were closed. So I had to find a solution for all the projects where our students must do something on the street. And that became Be Live. So I can now do the things on Be Live. They can give and conduct interviews on Be Live. So it's a whole new perspective, and it makes me happy. I think we have a very good future when the two comes together, when we can do the things online and do the things offline together. It will be magnific.
Perfect, perfect. Well, for those of you who are watching us, and if you want to join, please use the link. It should be somewhere on comments to join us. And so now let's go again to Spain and ask Mr. Raúl Santa Cruz. Raúl, ¿cómo te fue este año? ¿Qué retos te trajo y qué perspectivas para el próximo?
Bueno, pues este año todos hemos pasado por bastantes dificultades. Creo que los que nos dedicamos al ámbito digital no han sido tan notorias como en otros sectores y bueno, hasta que no llegue la vacuna y una mejor situación, pues parece que todo es bastante complicado, pero bueno, estamos en tiempo de Navidad, en tiempo de compartir, en tiempo de disfrutar. Y el 2021 yo creo que es toda una promesa, todo mucho más positivo que en el 2020 y en el ámbito profesional, pues bueno, Juanjo seguramente lo corroborará ahora cuando le demos paso. La idea es ir difundiendo, pues bueno, nuestros contenidos, que habitualmente hacemos directos semanales, intentar acceder a la pantalla, sí, ya lo decía bien, mediante los directos en LinkedIn y bueno, y ir compartiendo conocimiento y a la vez aprendiendo también de muchos otros grandes profesionales.
Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Bueno, vamos a pasar palabra a Juanjo. En un ratito tendremos que poner aquí un invitado más. A ver, hacer un pim pam pum, a ver quién sale. Juanjo, cuéntanos.
¿Qué quieres que te cuente? Raúl, si le digo que si le llevo la contraria a Raúl, se va a enfadar. Entonces, no, efectivamente, creo que ha sido un año muy complicado para todos, principalmente por el tema salud y todo lo que ha acarreado a nivel humano. A nivel de empresa, nosotros estamos contentos porque seguimos nuestro proceso de crecimiento y siempre sumando. Y en ese sentido, pues hemos hecho una apuesta por el tema de los vídeos y del directo, que consideramos que es importantísimo. Y queremos todavía desarrollarlo más en el próximo año. Entonces, creemos que es una manera muy buena de dar a conocer el costo y las características de cómo podemos ayudar a otros empresarios. Casualmente vi la entrevista, no sé cuántas veces has invitado a tu compatriota Fernando en los directos, pero sí
Solo una, esta es la segunda vez.
Estupendo. Fernando, me gustó muchísimo este vídeo de promoción con el Mini Cooper. Está genial y te animo a que sigas trabajando los vídeos y los directos porque estoy seguro de que, no sé en Portugal, pero desde luego vas a estar abanderando en tu sector, seguro. O sea que hay que animar a todos los empresarios a que se pongan en manos de profesionales para poder desarrollar al máximo la visibilidad de sus empresas a nivel digital, sin duda.
Efectivamente. Bueno, y ahora vamos a dar paso al señor live streaming, Steven, it's your turn. I think, and maybe I think Chris will agree with me. You're a kind of a guardian angel on live streaming world, always with
I agree.
with that helping hand.
Well, this year has been a horrible year for everybody, and we have had one way of actually keeping in contact with family and friends around the globe, and that's been through live video. Millions of people have started to use live video for the first time, and that's been a major step forward this year. Live video has gone mainstream. It used to be myself and Marco. Now it's myself, Marco, and a lot more people. So a lot of good has been done in the live video world. But my project for 2021 is simple and straightforward. A lot of the people who tried live video in 2020 could not afford to pay for it. And they could not afford to pay for it because they don't live where we live. They live in Asia, they live in South Africa, they live in places around the globe where $25 a month is just too expensive. So I'm going to tell you a little story. Back in March, a gentleman who works for Stage 10, who've been providing software since 2016, decided that in lockdown he would do something useful. And he created a new system which is called OBS Ninja. OBS.
Sorry, Steven, do you want me to bring the screen share?
Surely. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
He started created from scratch a new system which is called OBS Ninja. Now, OBS Ninja is free. It works with OBS, which is free, and it means that anyone around the globe can broadcast 24/7 with no cost other than being connected to the internet. It also works on mobile. So one of my projects this year is to help Steve Seguin, who's in Canada, promote this globally. And if you want, you can help. If you don't have moments to spare each month, basically you create a room. Okay, we're all familiar with that concept. You then, having created the room, invite people to join you in the room. You then move people over to OBS and you go live, and you can go live wherever you want on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, and it doesn't cost a penny. So my project is to get as many people involved from our world of live broadcasting in promoting this internationally, because it's free and everybody should be able to broadcast. Thank you, Marco.
You're welcome, my friend. It's a very good, and I think we should talk more times about this, because it's very important to empower people to go live, and mostly those people who can't afford to buy one license of some software. So thank you so much for bringing this topic. I think now it's time for Alberto. Let me remove screen share. Okay, Alberto. Cuéntanos.
Now I think I got a question for Steven, but I'm going to leave it for later. But bueno, 2020 fue un gran reto, pero yo jugué con una ventaja, y fue que nació mi hija en marzo. Entonces tenía un motivo muy grande para quedarme en la casa y para preservar la vida. Entonces, a pesar de todo lo malo, lo bueno fue mucho mayor. Entonces, para mí fue un año bueno, a pesar de todo, que fue pues, muy trágico y dramático. Pero además me mostró que había un camino adelante mucho más digital, mucho más virtual, mucho más conectado. Y lo que traté de hacer fue dirigir mi empresa y mis proyectos a un ámbito más virtual, más digital, con un componente pedagógico importante. Parte de mi labor en Internet es enseñarle a las personas a estar en Internet de una forma segura y a crear contenidos, ya sea a nivel personal o ya sea a nivel profesional o a nivel de empresa. En resumen, 2020, a pesar de sus retos, buen año, con mucho aprendizaje, y que me ayudó a proyectar el 2021 en negocios y proyectos mucho más digitales y mucho más virtuales, explorando muchas herramientas y haciendo mucho énfasis en este formato que es el directo, pero además mutándolo o llevándolo a solo audio, es decir, a transmitir en directo solo audio. No me voy a inventar la radio web, pero sí estoy buscando maneras de hacer algo sencillo. Y eso va un poquito relacionado con la pregunta para Steven. ¿Dónde está Steven? Por allí.
Está ahí, por ahí, sí.
Pero lo dejamos para un rato. Gracias, Marco.
Vale, vale, perfecto. Bueno, ahora vamos hasta Brasil. Arnaldo, conta-nos como é que foi 2020 e como é que perspectivas 2021.
Bem, 2020 foi um ano um pouco difícil, mas teve seus pontos positivos. Tá? O ponto positivo que eu vi, as pessoas passaram a dar mais atenção às outras pessoas, a reconhecer os trabalhos das outras pessoas, das famílias, etc. E é o que o nosso amigo está falando agora, o desenvolvimento da tecnologia, não o desenvolvimento, mas a utilização da tecnologia e também a divulgação do conhecimento, foi um ponto importantíssimo em 2020, né? Uma coisa assim, fora do comum. 2021, acho que será um ano muito bom, logicamente, né? Nós teremos problemas, etc., afinal de contas, né? Eu tenho um ditado que eu sempre falo, o que seríamos de nós se não fossem os problemas? Tudo bem, eles não precisam ser tão grandes assim, mas faz parte do nosso dia a dia, faz parte da nossa vida. E eu estou otimista agora com 2021, eu tenho vários projetos, né, para 2021. Você mesmo, Marcos, deve ter visto o Mental to Power, né, que eu lancei agora no final de 2020, é um projeto para 2021. Eu tenho algumas coisas pensando aí em Portugal, já era para eu estar em Portugal, mas devido a essa pandemia não foi possível. Março, abril, entre fevereiro e março eu devo estar por aí, e realmente eu estou otimista com esse ano. Tá? Os problemas acontecem, infelizmente nós não podemos fazer nada, o importante é nós estarmos unidos, nós estarmos reconhecendo, né, as pessoas, ajudando e podermos estar contribuindo. Esse é o ponto, eu acho, mais importante.
Muito bem, muito bem, muito obrigado. Agora, Tony, hello Tony. Can you talk about 2020 and 2021?
Well, man, I can tell you 2020, I'm going to echo Chris, will be a year that I'll never forget. But just like many people across the country, COVID really uprooted my life and impacted my family actually very severely. You know, unfortunately, I ended up losing 11 family members to COVID in addition to contracting COVID myself. So it was very difficult. So I had some health challenges early on, and, you know, considering myself a healthy young man is what I'm going to say, but still having those lingering effects there. As far as business actually exploded. Not what I was thinking, but I ended up more so than not when COVID hit, people were concerned about their jobs or losing their jobs. So being HR law, the business just exploded, and I couldn't scale fast enough to get more people in. So it was a very good, you know, it was fortunate and unfortunate at the same time. So what I did was I just dropped my fees, or in some cases I offered free webinars and giving people their rights in the workplace. In addition to that, cello there, I ended up building some really fantastic relationships thanks to you and Coach Love, and being able to nurture those and get on more platforms. For 2021, definitely looking at expanding my business and my firm, knowing that, you know, I have that customer base out there, but more importantly, just slowing down a little bit and nurturing those relationships and networks that I have, and looking forward to doing more lives with Marco. So again, congratulations, Marco.
Thank you so much. And now I think it's time for Fernando. Yes. Fernando, estás... Som, Fernando. Liga o microfone, por favor.
Portanto, agora já me ouvem. Agora o som está bem, eu estava a ouvir em duplo, agora ouço bem o som. Portanto, 2020 para mim foi um momento muito desafiante. Foi um momento que fiz impulsionar a minha empresa. A minha empresa estava assim com umas palas e no momento que entrou o Covid, essas palas fizeram assim por causa do mundo digital. E eu tive que me adaptar, embora tendo um negócio local e um negócio para vender apenas em Portugal, não é um negócio para venda mundial, eu tive que fazer diferente para chamar a atenção. Então, o Covid em 2020 veio realmente impulsionar a minha empresa. A perspectiva que eu tenho é que os meios digitais no negócio vão realmente funcionar e as vendas vão sair daí, mas temos que trabalhar a marca e temos que solidificar essa marca. 2021, a perspectiva que eu tenho, vai haver uma quebra, pelo menos no mercado que eu conheço nacional, vai haver uma quebra a nível de negócio, mas eu acredito que quem estiver preparado e quem fez este caminho de 2020 de transformar a sua empresa também digital, para além da presencial, acho que vai ter todos os benefícios em 2021 e vai enfrentar 2021 de uma forma que eu acredito bem mais confortável do que quem não se adaptou em 2020. 2020 basicamente foi irmos a um ginásio para receber esteroides e estarmos preparados para enfrentar os novos desafios de 2021. É assim que eu enfrento o ano que se avizinha. O ano 2020 foi fantástico. Não posso dizer que não foi bom. Foi um ano que me fez abrir os olhos para o mundo digital.
Muito bem, olha. Agora tenho que dar paso a outros invitados. Who wants to go for a while? Ok. Juanjo. Bueno, Alberto, voy a harás una pregunta a Steven, ¿vale? Y después sales un ratito, ¿puede ser?
Muy bien.
Perfecto. Muy bien. Perfecto. Steven, it's to you.
Thank you, Marco. How can I help?
I leave you the question in the chat, but the thing is, most of the countries and people in that places in which $25 is too much also doesn't have a good internet connection. So I'm trying to find a way to live a podcast that make any sense. Yeah, the thing is, podcast is smaller format than video. So for a person with bad connection, podcasting is more accessible. Sorry. So, for example, my friend Ilse in Venezuela, they use WhatsApp groups, and she's trying to find a way to do a podcast for his teaching projects because the format is very light. So I don't know if are you considering a way to put like only streaming audio, maybe with an audiogram in Ninja?
Audio doesn't take up the same bandwidth, I agree. So it is a proposition for those who don't have good internet. And as you quite rightly said, that's the second major problem that people have. One is a lack of dollars, and the other is they don't have the internet. If they were doing voice only, then it would work a lot better than trying to do video. With OBS Ninja, you can quite simply turn the camera off. An individual can either have the camera on or camera off. So if everybody's camera was off, then the load on the internet would be reduced considerably, and you should be able to get it to work through OBS, not Ninja. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to try it because it is free to use, and it will do on video. It will do 7 people on screen at the same time without any additional software. No need for Skype or anything like that, or WhatsApp. And you can be voice and video, just voice only. I go to OBS Ninja. You don't even have to log in, and you can try it out. I've got some videos on YouTube. If you Google OBS Ninja, obs.ninja Stephen on YouTube, you'll find 4 videos which take you through step by step how to set it up. and how to get it going. So I will give it a try. In fact, I'll give it a try probably next week when I'm on holiday with nothing to do and bored and looking for something to, you know where I'm going.
Perfect. So
Thank you, Ian.
who wants to leave the seat for someone else? Alberto? Okay, so if you want to say goodbye for a while, and then you can stay there if you want to join again. Fernando?
Goodbye. I leave a seat, okay?
Okay, obrigado. Fernando,
Bye.
abraço.
Merry
Goodbye.
Christmas, every all.
Goodbye.
Bye, Merry Christmas.
Obrigado, Fernando. Um grande abraço. There's another place, so if someone wants to join.
Yeah, Harper was saying he can't get in, it's too busy.
Okay, Harper, you can join, and if someone else wants to join, I think we have two free places if you want to join. So, Stephen, I think it's good for you. Let me let me put you again on the spotlight, talking about how do people approach you about live streaming? Did you got lots of requests? Which problems you found most usually? Can you share this experience this year?
I think the biggest problem that people have is just simply going live. Everybody who's here today and live on StreamYard, thank you, Marco, is able to go live because they're happy being on camera. They're happy with how they look. They're happy with how they sound. A lot of people think that something's going to go wrong. Marco and I know something's going to go wrong, but it's not with us. Basically, it's getting the confidence and getting the situation where you want to go live. Now, we've got a simple way of doing this. We always say just do it. If you're thinking of going live, just do it. But you can practice first. Basically, if you're on Facebook, create a private Facebook group and go live in the group, just you. Nobody watching, just you. Then after you've been live, go and have a look at it. Don't be too critical. But if you want to make adjustments to the way you look or the way you sound, then do that. Then invite a friend in and ask them to watch you whilst you're live. Okay? Now, a friend will tell you the truth, but they won't hurt you. Yeah? But they will help you to improve how you look on screen and how you sound. You can get over a lot of the problems that people have by actually planning forward and saying, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about. Those are the 10 points I'm going to talk about. And you can practice first. And you can practice in this private group. So you've got 2 people in there. You've got yourself and a friend. Invite 2 more friends, so that the 4 of you do another show. Invite one of them to do a show. Why not? It's a private space. There's only 4 people in there. Invite another 4 people. Invite another 8 people, until you got up to 32 people in there, by which time you should have got to grips with how you look and feel on screen, and you should know whether you like it or not. Now, if you like it, you've actually been broadcasting to 30 other people, and you've been doing it successfully, and they've helped you to get where you are. Now it's time to go out into the big wide world outside the group and broadcast live, and the beauty of it is that when you do that, and you tell your 31 friends, that you're going live at 10 o'clock on a Saturday, they will be there cheering you on. So that's my formula for actually getting over the problems that people have in going live. Any thoughts?
Perfect. Well, we have this new Santa arriving. Hello, Harper.
Hello.
Nice hat.
I've had this for over 20 years, so yes, it's a camouflaged Santa hat. So. And good morning, everybody. Good morning from the USA. So,
It's a pleasure to have you here. Since, as far as this show is a kind of new show, unique show, I will ask you please to introduce yourself. And then, because you came here now, talking how 2020 was for you and how do you expect 2021 will be.
Okay. I've been following along. I love everybody's comments, those that I can understand. 2020 was, for me personally, has been a very difficult one. Not for me health wise, but I have lost a lot of friends this year, and 3 very close ones that I served with personally in the U.S. military. Not to COVID, but to the lockdown and PTSD just really taking its toll on them. And I think live streaming, for me, the reason I got into it this year, even more than in previous years, was basically for therapy. I suffer from PTSD and traumatic brain injury. And so for me, getting face-to-face with people that's therapeutic for me, because there was a time when I would lock myself down in my house and I would never go anywhere, and it really mentally took really got me into this real funk, this really low place several times. And so for me, being out in public, even though I don't have a whole lot of patience for people, for me it's therapeutic. And so when 2020, the lockdowns first happened back in March, it was rough. And, some of my friends didn't make it simply because of the lockdowns. So yeah, I think live streaming for a lot of people, it helps that having that face-to-face conversations, that when we can't actually be face-to-face, we can still have that conversation back and forth versus a recorded video. You can't really communicate. You can leave a comment, but it's not really communication. But I've been seeing for me in 2021, what I'm hoping to do, what I'm looking to do right now, and I'm planning it, is looking at, I'm seeing a lot of evidence in not just military friends, but a lot of my other friends who never served. I'm seeing a lot of PTSD that's building up with them with this lockdown, because they're so social and everything, and they don't have any outlet. They're home with their kids for the last 9 months, and they're in states I'm originally from Seattle, Washington, on the west coast of the U.S., and they're back to being locked down again. Same with friends in California. I mean, and it's really paying a toll on them and their families. So what I'm looking at doing, I need to do a whole lot more research on it though, but I'm looking to actually start a podcast, a weekly podcast for people with PTSD. It's going to be focusing around kind of military, police, and fire experience, but I think it's going to be the same. It'll be helpful, I think, to a lot of people, regardless of whether or not they're in one of those trades or not. So that's kind of where I'm looking to go with 2021. But and I love your guys' stories too. So thanks for letting me come on.
You're part of the team. So let's bring another the Sir Peter. Peter, do you remind the first time you went live, and how do you felt?
Well, it's been so long ago, right, that I went live. And it was probably Facebook Live that I'd done many, many years ago now, because I've never been. Let me tell you how far I got. It was called Microsoft Net Meeting. Now that was a long time ago, and I even then I went on it, and I had an old couple that I used to teach. They wanted to say, could you show us something else? And I thought it was great. I happen to also be a public speaking trainer. I came over to Oregon, Portland, Oregon, to do and come out. So I'm a shy person, believe it or not, but I'm very confident on camera because I've appeared on television. I'm a singer, so I'm probably overconfident at times. And what frustrates me is getting people to come on camera with you. I basically had to plead with them. So yeah, I can't even remember the first time the answer to your questions because it's so long ago. It's so long ago. I've never been scared of a television camera. Now, what I say to people, can I just say that I say to people here in my city, if I was to give £1,000 for a local TV advert, would you take it? Do you know what they said? Of course. I said, well, what if I give you one for absolutely nothing? It's called live streaming. And you won't have to pay for it. And they're scared to come on. So next year, my own business, I'm going to be really pushing my own business live streaming, which I do straight onto Facebook, but I plan to use Be Live to do a bit more. Stephen and I will do training for people with a hint of advertising my business behind it. And I will also be doing a talk show, which I used to do, called The Talkinator, and I'd like to get that back up and running again, because I'm feeling a lot fitter now. And yeah, I hope that's answered your question.
Absolutely. Yes. I think Harper.
What's that?
Well, I thought you jumped out of studio, but you're there.
No.
Chris,
I'm done here.
Please,
Yes.
share with us your first experience and talk about that fear you had about doing live streaming in English. I want to know everything about it.
Well, the first time I was live on Be Live and also live, that was on the 3rd of August with our friend Stephen. He has asked me for an interview. And it was really the first time ever I came live somewhere. But I liked it. I have made many videos in English. And I have also a very special thing today. Not a Christmas prop, but a cracker for the person who has made my vocabulary in English much better with one word, and that was dude. So, Peter, this is a very special cracker, and I want you all to shout the word crack because I need to crack it.
Crack! Crack!
So, a special unboxing. Can someone guess what it is?
No, hold it up a bit. Hold it up.
Unwrap it. It's a special thing for Peter and for Abigail. A golden rat.
Oh! Great! I will use that. I will use that.
I wish him all the best with Abigail because he had said that Abigail didn't come so much in the publicity. So I thought I am something who can market ideas. I will give a golden rat here for the viewers. And it's in bronze. It's an egg bronze. It's from Babette de Grave from Bruges and who lives now in Nijmegen. I have bought it by an antiquaire, Great Verbeke in Bruges. So the golden rat and all the luck in the following year, Peter.
Thank you very, very much. Oh, that's great. Thank you very much. That's going to be my mascot.
Yes, that's possible. Yes.
That's going to be my mascot.
That's always possible. Yes.
Thank you.
Perfect. Perfect.
If
Bueno,
I pay
vamos
for the,
ahora. Yes,
if
yes,
I
yes.
pay, if I pay for the postage.
Can
For
people
the
stop?
postage?
Peter,
Raúl, cuéntanos, ¿cómo fue tu primera experiencia en live streaming?
Bueno, pues, a ver, la primera experiencia, a ver, tampoco hace tanto, pero seguro que Juanjo, que lo tenemos aquí sonriente, pensará, di la verdad, di la verdad. Y, hombre, la verdad es que me costaba bastante, era difícil para mí expresarme y a pesar de que es mucho más sencillo porque era conversación con él. Hay personas que cuando hacen un directo es directamente la grabación de ellos, o sea, se muestran ellos solos y eso lo considero bastante más difícil. Pero bueno, supongo que más o menos me defendí, más o menos me ayudó Juanjo, más o menos salí adelante y bueno, quedó correcto. No vamos a decir bien, quedó correcto. Esa fue mi percepción. Pero bueno, luego poco a poco, conforme vas repitiendo, ya pues vas cogiendo, como en todo en la vida, ¿no? Un poquito más de soltura, un poquito más de facilidad y va quedando más natural. Te vas expresando mejor y le vas cogiendo un poco el gustillo, como solemos decir.
Muy bien, muy bien. I'm gonna say again, if you want to join the show, there are 2 spots for you if you want to join, ok? Se quiseres juntar à conversa, há 2 lugares disponíveis para conversares connosco. É uma excelente oportunidade para fazeres um direto. E já que estamos a falar em português, vamos até ao país irmão perguntar ao Arnaldo como foi a tua primeira experiência em direto, Arnaldo.
Bem, nunca é fácil, né? Você ficar na frente da câmera, falar de improviso, né? Perguntas são feitas e você tem que pensar muito rápido. Antigamente, eu me preocupava muito com os erros, prestava atenção, e se eu fosse entrar num direto, eu treinava antes e via o que eu ia falar, o que eu não ia, ficava preocupado, etc. Eu tinha um ponto a favor, eu dei aula, eu fui professor, dei aula na universidade durante muitos anos, então eu pegava a turma com 80, 90, 100 alunos, auditórios, né, mas o direto, o stream, ele é diferente, né, do que você está numa sala de aula. Aqui numa sala de aula, muitas vezes você fala alguma coisa, as pessoas não percebem, e aqui no direto, a câmera está aqui na sua frente, né? Ela está, o seu rosto está aqui na sua frente. Agora, um ponto importante, quando eu comecei a não me preocupar mais com os erros, certo? Relaxar, aí os problemas acabaram. Hoje em dia, participar de um streamer, para mim, de um direto, é relaxante, né? É uma diversão, mesmo que seja um direto abordando um lado profissional, certo? Eu procuro estar sempre relaxado. Então, no início foi um pouco difícil para todo mundo, né? A pessoa fica com medo do que vai falar, se vai falar uma coisa errada, uma besteira, um pensamento, não vai conseguir se expressar, mas fica aqui a minha dica aí para todo mundo, né, que estiver assistindo, não só as pessoas que estão aqui, é relaxar, participar, principalmente se divertir, né, e treinar a sua cabeça para isso. Apenas isso.
Completamente. Muito obrigado, Arnaldo. Y ahora vamos a hablar a los otros 50% de Enredia. Cuéntanos, ¿cómo fue la primera experiencia? Y cuéntanos si Raúl nos contó todo.
Si te digo la verdad, Marco, yo no recuerdo cuál fue nuestra primera vez en directo. Sí es verdad que, fíjate, me has hecho recordar, sabes que tenemos una amistad ya de hace mucho tiempo, y me haces recordar cuando tú rebuscaste para sacar tus primeros directos y tus primeros vídeos. Pues debemos de tener, Raúl y yo, la curiosidad de buscar cuáles fueron nuestros primeros directos para reírnos. Raúl ha progresado un montón, sinceramente. Quizás le ha costado más el ponerse delante de la cámara, pero al final creo que son temas mentales que tenemos que superar. O sea, yo reconozco que tengo facilidad porque tengo para hablar y no callarme ni debajo del agua, pero me preocupaba más la parte técnica, que me agobiaba mucho más por mi forma de ser más perfeccionista y de que quede todo bien. Y al final eso tampoco debe ser un impedimento para lanzarte. Es decir, vale más hecho que perfecto, ¿verdad? Y creo que lo hemos ido superando. Y como ha dicho Raúl, nos divertimos haciendo los directos. O sea, hay que animar a la gente a que lo haga porque solamente va a traer beneficios para su marca personal o para el negocio. O sea que...
Para los dos.
Así es que vamos a ello.
Muy bien. Bueno, y ahora vamos a pasar al señor live streaming. Steven, do you remember your first time?
Yeah, I do. It was 6 years ago on a broadcasting system called Blab, B-L-A-B, which was a startup company. And that's where I would think about 300 people from there are still in contact with each other from 6 years ago, stay in contact and sort of chat on a semi-regular basis. But Blab was simple. It was 4 people on screen. And like today, you had the chat down the side of the screen. So people were able to watch 4 people talking and ask questions and make comments and get involved. And it worked. It didn't go anywhere. It was private. It didn't go on Facebook. There was no Facebook Live. There was no YouTube. Didn't have live video at that stage. So it was just a sort of chat room, a coffee house, where people could actually meet up and talk on different topics. So that was it. Now, I personally was watching people to start with. I didn't want to go on screen. I just wanted to watch and listen and learn. But I found myself watching Phil down in Cornwall in England. And he was getting towards the end of his broadcast. And he said, if you're out there and you're watching and commenting, would you like to join me on camera? And before I knew it, I was there on camera talking with Phil and just enjoyed it so much that the day after I did my first broadcast. And 2 weeks after that, we started a program called Blabbing for Britain. And with John and with Peter, who's here today, we'll be celebrating episode 258 tomorrow. We've actually been broadcasting live together as a team for going on for 6 years and enjoyed every moment of it. So if you can, if you're around at 10 a.m. GMT tomorrow, you can join Blabbing for Britain with Peter, myself and John, where we look at the UK news and try to smile, which is difficult at times. We do try to smile. So yeah, my first experience was 6 years ago on Blab. I've not looked back since. I just enjoy live video. I enjoy being on your broadcast, Marco. I just want to say on behalf of everybody here, thank you for bringing us all together today. My one wish is to be here to actually celebrate your 2nd anniversary on LinkedIn, which is going to happen, of course, and to actually join you on LinkedIn. That would be good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And go live on LinkedIn, please. To everybody who's been here today, it's great to get together and to talk. Even if we don't yet understand each other's languages, we understand the sentiments that are expressed and the enthusiasm that we have and how we've managed to get through 2020. We're looking forward to 2021. Thank you.
You're welcome. And before the 2nd anniversary on LinkedIn, on the 22nd of January 22nd, it will be the 3rd anniversary of the Special Marketing Live show. So all of you already invited to join me on January 22nd. So I think I miss Harper to tell about his first live experience. Mute. Mike, you're mute.
my dogs. Sorry. So the first time I ever went live was on Facebook Live. It was on my cell phone. It was back in my younger years. I was pretty involved in politics, and so that was kind of my way of getting out and talking to everybody. Because Facebook Live was kind of a new thing back in the day, and I was fearless, but or so it seemed. But like Peter said, about being shy. While most people don't think I am, I'm actually very shy. But there's kind of that level of, you know what, I'm just going to do this, and and that's how it started. I started talking to people about politics, or about how this process went on, and then somebody would ask me, hey, you should talk about this. Okay, fine. So it kind of moved over to this, and it was, after a while, I was just going live just to do it and talk about whatever. But I never really had now this year has been a challenge, because it seems like this is my first year doing stuff on Be Live, and I've had almost every technical difficulty you can possibly have doing a live broadcast. But it didn't stop me. I've had guests, and it turned out after 20 minutes of doing this really intense interview with them, there was no sound. And then we tried to do it again, and then all of a sudden we didn't realize there was no audio, or there was no video. So then we had to do it a third time. Yeah, but that's kind of the joy of having live video. But yeah, I mean, I'm extremely shy, but anybody that doesn't know me, they think that I'm just total extrovert, and I'm fearless. So
absolutely great. There's something I want to talk about, because so a couple of months ago, someone was talking with me about live streaming, and they said to me, well, the good thing about live streaming is that people are not so judgmental about you, about what you're doing, because they will forgive you easily if you make some mistakes. And I say, no, that's not the point. The point is the judgment and the feedback you should get from you, because if you do this wrong, forgive you, because you're learning, you're making your progress, you're a human being, and that's it. I can't sleep well, if you know what I mean, if I need someone else's agreement or forgiveness, so I can be, no, I'm doing this. I know how hard it is to do live streaming. I know that I can make mistakes. I know I can have some problems during the show, but I'm on my progress. I'm very proud about myself, because I'm doing this, and lots of people are not doing this. I can't be successful just because other people say, okay, they're forgiving me, because one day someone will come and will, and I think if we didn't have this yet, we are aware of that. Someday will come a troll or something, and we'll say something that we don't like. You suck. Your English is bad. Your hair is a mess. You're not wearing the right earrings. Your shirt is not beautiful. Whatever. And this will ruin our self-esteem, because we are waiting for others' feedback to think we are doing this good. Your thoughts on this? I think we should start with our live streaming veteran, because I know that he should have lots of experience on this. How do you see this, Stephen?
Thank you, Marco. You've not answered the question. When was your first broadcast? Will I come back to that?
Okay. I will do it. No problem. I started on Blab, I think it was around early days on September 2015. I was scrolling my Facebook feed, and a friend of mine, which is our biggest LinkedIn expert here in Portugal, he shared on his Facebook feed, look, I'm trying this platform Blab. Then I hit the link. I went there, and as you were, I was on the audience, and he said, I said hello, and he said to me, do you want to join? And yeah, okay, let's go. we were two Portuguese guys and two ladies from Brazil. Okay. I don't know if Ronaldo knows. One is Daniela Vieck. Do you know her? I think she's one of the most known personal branding specialists on Brazil.
Yeah.
She's really big, and we were there talking around. I don't know, more than an hour of course. We had so much fun, and it came this statement to my mind. It was love at first live. And then I was willing to go live on Blab, I think every day, and I faced this problem. People, this is kind of an advice for you also. Don't over plan your live shows. Okay, choose a topic, choose 3 or 4 things to talk about that topic, and then go live, and that's it. Because it was kind of trying to discovering the new atomic bomb or a skyrocket science, and I say, oh no, this doesn't work for me. Then I stayed all alone. Meanwhile, Blab went down, and I was waiting. So Facebook allows me to go live, and then I think it was around these days on 2016. I went live for the first time with my mobile phone on Facebook, and it was awful, my friend. It was awful. I was with my earphones taking off and putting again, and taking off and putting again, and the lights over my head. I seemed like a saint or something. But I didn't stop, and I didn't thought too much about things, and that's an advice I'll leave there. It's don't overthink about things, because practice, it's the best teacher you can have. And of course, you should think at the end. Okay, let me see what I did good. This, okay, perfect. Oh, celebrate. What I did not so good. Okay, let's fix it. And overall, celebrate, because you went live and you had more courage than lots of people. So that's my piece of advice. And let's get back to Mr. Steven. So Steven,
I totally agree that we should try and keep things simple and straightforward. There's no point in beating yourself over the head or getting upset. This is just live video. It's the opportunity for us to tell our stories, to be informative, educational, and hopefully entertaining. I'm not too fussed or bothered by trolls or by negative comments. As Marco said, we're the ones actually doing the broadcast. We're the ones who want to reach out to people, to actually network, to get to know people. And to that extent, it works. Anything that happens outside that doesn't really matter. What matters is that we do have the opportunity to meet and greet and chat with other people around the globe. And that's where live video is magical. So, as Marco, paraphrasing Marco, don't sweat it, just do it.
Absolutely. Hello, Gospel. By the way, Gospel, there's the link. If you want to join us, feel free to join us. Let's bring Mr. Peter. Your thoughts on this, Mr. Peter?
Just do the question again for me, if you don't mind.
Why do you think that the Portuguese football team it's so good?
Well, you've picked it. Stephen Healy will tell you you've picked the wrong person for football. That's when I go, you see me falling asleep when they talk about football. So let's go back to the real question.
No, the real question is, how do you reinforce, how do you acknowledge your presence on live shows? How do you motivate yourself? How do you think about, yeah.
One of the problems I've got is that when I do it, I've got to have a bit of a structure. Because if you watch me on Facebook, I do Facebook Live, I just sit outside a cafe and I put it on. But now I'm starting to think more and have a bit of a structure and something to have a theme to talk about. So what I want you to do is look at the Talkinator. And what I used to do was I would encourage businesses to come on, small businesses, to get them a presence and come on and talk about their business. So my motivation is to get other people motivated. Now, one of my funny about this, because you just reminded me, I was laughing. My first guest, Stephen Healy will tell you this. My first guest was a friend of mine who runs a comedy club. He's very well known. I says, I want to interview you. And he came on. He didn't have a clue what was going on. So much so that he was sitting smoking weed. Right? and he said to me, are we live? I says, yeah, the world can see you. And he did not have a clue what was happening. So one of the problems I've got with live streaming is not me. It's the people that are coming on. Have they got a good Wi-Fi connection? Have they got kids in the background? That's why I would encourage them. Now, what I'm going to do this year is, if you don't know about, I've forgotten the name of it. It's you can't hear dogs barking and everything behind. Stephen will post it with his link so he can get money from Amazon, because he gets money for it, right? Stephen, what's the name of it again?
Crisp.
Crisp, yeah. As in eating crisp. Now, even tell them to send it. I said, go to Stephen and get a link, get your free trial. Things like that, which makes a much better broadcast. Another thing is telling their wives, don't come in and ask if you've done the dishes and things like that when you're in front of people. You got to think all these things. So it's not me, it's them. It's the problem. Quick Harper, what part of the military were you in? I was a tank soldier in a Scottish regiment.
Oh,
thank you. Yeah,
I think Harper has something to say.
No, I'll answer your question in a second, but boy, that's one thing that I haven't had a guest, smoking weed on a live broadcast. That's a good thing.
And if you look at the Talkinator, you'll still see it. It should be up. The Talkinator, yeah. So, what did you say? You were a military policeman?
My first 4 years, I was in recon, and then I moved into military police in the U.S. Marine Corps.
Ah, right. Okay. Yes. Well. I was a good soldier. I never got arrested. I used to, just to let him know, I used to drive a tank through the streets of Berlin, and Rudolf Hess was my next door neighbor. True story, is it, Stephen?
True story.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah.
Well, Yes.
Oh, I'll tell you, just before you go, if there's one person that I want to interview live, it's my former troop leader in Berlin, because he was Rudolf Hess' interpreter. And he also became a spy in a thing called Brixmas. And he's a historian now in Berlin. That is one guy that I'm going to interview live. What do you think about that?
Good idea, Peter.
Back to you. I'll let you get your show back.
Okay, so to studio. I would love to bring Chris to talk about this topic about imposter syndrome and everything, because I'm gonna do this in confidence, because the first time I asked Chris to join, well, my English is not that good to join you.
That's true.
What do you think now?
Well, my English is still not so good, but I had the permission to make failures. And so I am not so shy anymore, and I like it. And I have learned one new word from Peter, and that is dude. So I know now that I'm not a dude.
Dude.
Yes, I didn't really know what that was, and I had to take a dictionary to understand Peter.
So do we, don't worry about it.
because I actually thought Chris was a man until the first a dude. What did the dictionary say, by the way? What did the dictionary say?
It was a translation in Netherlands, in Dutch, and it said that it was kerel, a guy.
Very good, very good. So let's get back to Latin languages. Let's cross the ocean to Brazil. Arnaldo, não sei se tu já enfrentaste também o famoso síndrome do impostor, que é um pouco aquilo que nós estamos a falar. Como é que tu, de certa forma, superaste isso? O que é que tu podes partilhar com o nosso público sobre o tema? E já agora, se te afetou, como é que te afetou?
Bem, não posso dizer que tenha afetado, né? Eu sempre prestei, assim, muita atenção, né, no meu dia a dia, na minha participação, procurando sempre seguir minhas ideias, e que se eu tivesse, né, que correr para um lado que não fosse o melhor lado, então eu não iria mencionar aquele ponto, etc, etc. Então, quer dizer, eu sempre fui muito recluso nesse ponto, muito recluso mesmo. Tá? Quando eu sinto assim que eu vou ter alguma limitação, eu simplesmente eu paro naquele momento.
Muito bem, muito bem. E já agora, há pouco falaste na questão do... E eu também tenho esse desafio, digamos assim, que é quando estou a fazer live streaming, sobretudo quando estou a fazer o live streaming sozinho, que é aquele... Também já dei aulas, já fiz muitas horas de formação, e falta-nos aquele feedback imediato, quanto mais não seja ver a cara das pessoas e perceber se a nossa mensagem está a passar de uma forma clara, se nos estão a entender, se estamos a ser claros nas nossas explicações. Como é que tu superas isso?
Bem, quando eu estou fazendo um live streaming, que eu tenho as outras pessoas, que eu posso visualizar as outras pessoas, não fica tão difícil, porque você consegue ver a reação das pessoas. Mas como você está fazendo uma gravação, você sozinho, né, um live stream, você sozinho, é um pouco difícil. Nessa hora eu tento utilizar, assim, a minha experiência, e sempre pensando, se tivesse uma pessoa do outro lado, será que ela estaria entendendo ou será que ela não estaria entendendo? Será que eu estou me fazendo entender ou não estou? Porque falar é fácil, né? Você achar que você está transmitindo o seu recado é fácil, né? O difícil é realmente as pessoas que estão do outro lado estarem entendendo o que você está tentando transmitir, né? Você vê isso muito no dia a dia. As pessoas falam, se enrolam e rodam, e no final de tudo não deram o seu recado. Então, eu sempre, antes de fazer um live stream, uma gravação, né, eu sempre procuro planejar. Tá? Planejar. Eu não treino antes, conforme eu te falei. Eu cheguei num ponto, tá, que se eu vou fazer uma gravação, eu faço. Se por acaso saiu alguma falha no meio, eu não corto aquela falha. É uma coisa interessante, fica até bem interessante, né? Eu não corto, eu sinto que eu falhei, eu poderia pegar, editar e cortar aquele ponto, mas eu não corto, eu deixo. e sempre prestando muita atenção, principalmente quando eu não tenho público, que eu possa ver se ele está me entendendo ou não, sempre eu estou falando, mas me colocando do outro lado. Será que quem está ouvindo está conseguindo captar a informação que eu estou tentando transmitir? É assim que eu tento fazer e acredito que seja bem sucedido, tá?
É muito importante essa parte de planear que falaste, também é algo que eu... Porque às vezes, como vocês no Brasil costumam dizer, às vezes viajava um bocado na maionese e começa a divagar. O facto de nós planearmos, de termos ali os pontos, ora bem, eu neste vou falar nisto, facilita-nos bastante a vida, efetivamente. Bem,
tem uma palavra-chave, foco. Foco no assunto principal. Esse é o ponto.
Completamente. Bom, vamos agora até a vizinha Espanha, falar aqui também um pouquinho no síndrome do impostor. Raúl, ¿cómo es para ti este tema del síndrome del impostor? ¿Cómo lo superas? Porque creo que siempre un ratito u otro no está ahí tirando de la jaqueta. ¿Cómo superas el síndrome del impostor? ¿Cómo evalúas al final de live streaming? Porque también es una cosa que muchas veces nos preguntan. ¿Cómo es para ti que consideras que tu directo fue exitoso?
Bueno, considero que el directo ha sido exitoso. A ver, nosotros desde Enredia lo que hacemos siempre es preparar un guión de todo lo que se pretende explicar. Y entonces nos marcamos unas pautas para decir, bueno, estas explicaciones debo darlas yo, estas explicaciones debo darlas con esta rapidez, estas las hace mi socio, mi amigo Juanjo, y entonces si al final vemos que hemos podido cumplir lo que nos hemos planteado, pues sí que es exitoso, más allá de que luego, lógicamente, se estudien estadísticas y se vea el resultado de interacciones del público. Pero la parte de éxito yo la considero desde el punto de vista de lo que decía, de que se pueda cumplir con lo que está previsto, de que el tiempo que tú te planteas se puede llevar a cabo, de que las explicaciones no quedan ni demasiado cortas ni extensas y que queda con una lógica, que queda correcto.
Muy bien, muy bien. Juanjo, ¿qué tienes que contarnos al respecto?
Nada, no tengo que decir nada más. No, bromas aparte. Hemos estado comentando, han estado comentando los compañeros sobre el síndrome del impostor. Yo creo que ese síndrome del impostor va menguando con la experiencia y con el paso del saber estar delante de la cámara. Lógicamente no vas a tener la misma soltura y no te vas a desenvolver igual las primeras veces que cuando ya llevas unos meses retransmitiendo y haciendo live streaming. Como ha dicho Raúl, nosotros enfocamos nuestros directos o los hemos enfocado hasta ahora desde un punto de vista más de formación. Eso quiere decir que preparamos primero el contenido para después, como lo hacemos entre los dos, pues repartirnos las intervenciones y que quede más o menos los tiempos repartidos. Eso no quita para que más adelante hagamos otro tipo de directos que sean más abiertos y los que no estén sujetos a una temática ya preparada, un borrador. Y después, por otra parte, el saber estar delante de las cámaras, creo que también es importante que cada uno se exprese con su misma forma de ser, que no trate de igualar, imitar a otra persona del sector, porque la gente se va a dar cuenta antes o después que está fingiendo. Entonces, el tratar de aparentar no creo que sea bueno y unas veces tendrás más éxito porque el contenido es más atractivo para tu audiencia y eso es lo que hay que analizar después de la misma. Una vez que ha transcurrido unos días, ver cómo se han movido las estadísticas, tanto en el directo como a posteriori, y después, oye, pues eso que está funcionando, pues por ahí sabes que van los caminos. Pero, en definitiva, tratar de mostrarte de la manera más, con la soltura más natural. Siempre puedes tener un hater que escape por ahí, oye, pues no pasa nada, como en las mejores familias.
Muy bien planteado. Bueno, let's the final question from the formal questions, and then we will go to Christmas wishes. So the final question, and I'm going to start with Peter. how do you at the end of the show, how do you understand? How do you see that it was a good show?
Oh, I'm sorry, you broke up when you said that. Sorry, you're gonna have to repeat that.
Okay. At the end of the show, how do you see? How do you think? How do you feel that that was a good show? By numbers, by the feedback you got from the audience, by your own feeling?
Well, because we get a little audience here in the UK, we don't get a great audience. The ones that have brought an audience with them, that if I've enjoyed it, I know when I've enjoyed it and I haven't struggled to speak to them, and we got some questions out of them, and before you know it, time's up. And I realised the time. I'll give you an example. I interviewed a pescar from France. Now, he's the only English controller in France that passed the French pest control exam. And I had a great time, and we showed pictures and everything like that, and we really enjoyed it. And I said to him after, I said, how did you feel about that? He said to me, he says, I think it just went on a wee bit too long, but that's because I was enjoying it and we had things to talk about. So I really enjoyed that. And so that's the secret. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Even if one looks at it. Look, as a singer, I've actually sung to an empty room. Then someone opened the door and people heard and all come in. So don't give up. Even if you've got that one person, you use it as an experience to learn from. And that's what I do. Don't worry about the viewing figures, because you're up. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Peter. Harper, tell us.
I think, and like Peter said, I mean, there's times when, you broadcast to nobody or you speak to nobody. And then there's other times that, you're speaking to a full venue. And, I think the one thing for me that I know that it's done is when the message that I want to say, all the points that I want to put out, once I've got my message out, that's pretty much, because there will always be people who you think nobody's watching. Because up in the screen we can see where it said we get this many people or whatever, but you don't. It's with live video. It's not necessarily just the people who are watching you live. It's the people who are going to watch it later. And that's one of the things that I've learned over the years is that you get people like maybe weeks or even months later that get your message, and it really impacts them. But they weren't available to watch it live, or they weren't there in your country. So I mean, as long as your message that you and all the points that you want to put it explain to people, that's pretty much a successful show to me. So
absolutely. And we have Tony here giving this good feedback. Don't give up is very important. Great advice, says Tony. The viewers will come, absolutely. And it's about the content, and replays play a very important role on this. Let's see what Chris from Belgium would say about this.
I think that it's true. It's the content first. And when it's enjoyable and people like it, they will say it mostly. And it is possible that there is no one there when you go live, again. But afterwards, the most people can look, and they give perhaps some good comments. And that's always very tough. I like it.
Absolutely. Let's see what our friend Mr. Steven has to say about this topic.
For me, if in a broadcast I meet somebody new and a new contact, if I answer somebody's question, if I tell a story which people become interested in, like the OBS Ninja one I told earlier, then that's it. It's just all you need is one good takeaway from a live broadcast, and the live broadcast is worth doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I think all of us have listened that okay, for you to have a good broadcast, you should have these numbers and this audience retention and whatever, and these viewers. And I say, oh my God, for me it's enough. If I had a good time, it was an amazing broadcast. It's for me, it's quite simple. Maybe I'm not that exigent. So let's cross the ocean to Brazil. Arnaldo, na tua opinião, qual é o critério, digamos assim, que te faz no final de um live streaming ou de um vídeo sentir que fizeste as coisas bem feitas?
Bem, o primeiro ponto é se eu conseguir transmitir o conhecimento que eu esperava. Tá? E se as pessoas, se a audiência que está assistindo, se eles conseguiram assimilar essa informação. Esse é o principal ponto. Tá? O segundo são as pessoas que tinham problemas com aquele tema que foi abordado, se elas conseguiram ver uma solução para elas. Tá? Esses, acho que são os dois principais. Eu não me importo muito com a quantidade de ouvintes, logicamente. Muitas vezes fica um pouco, você fica desmotivado se você entra numa live e tem 2, 3, 4 apenas. Esses dias eu participei de uma live de um profissional excepcional que quase não tinha ninguém. Então, esse é um ponto que não me prende muito. Mas, principalmente, se a informação que eu estou transmitindo se foi útil às pessoas, se elas conseguiram assimilar, e se essa informação também, ao longo do tempo, porque o direto, né, o live stream não é só o momento, ele fica gravado. E de que ponto você está contribuindo com essa informação para as pessoas? Esses são os pontos mais importantes para mim.
Muito bem, muito bem. Muito obrigado. And now, let's start the last round of... Well, it's the round of Christmas wishes. So let's start from Spain. Raúl, déjanos por favor tus deseos navideños para nuestro público y para los demás participantes en este episodio.
Bueno, para el próximo año, bueno, y para estas Navidades, lógicamente, mucha salud para todos. Sería el deseo que todos creo que tenemos en mente. Y bueno, aparte de buenos propósitos para digitalizarse negocios, creo que se han conseguido en el 2020, porque ha sido como un revulsivo, ¿no? Como un impulso muy fuerte debido a la pandemia. Y en el 2021 creo que seguiremos prácticamente con esa tendencia. Entonces, bueno, aprovecho para dar un abrazo fuerte a todos los participantes, a ti, Marco, en especial, y a todos los que nos oyen, claro que sí.
Muy bien. Pasemos al siguiente. Juanjo, tus deseos navideños, por favor.
Que me toque la lotería del niño, porque no me tocó No, bromas aparte, creo que todos estamos muy enamorados del uso del live streaming. Creo que en 2020 las redes sociales han hecho una apuesta fuerte por ello. Sin duda va a ir a mucho más. Entonces, seguiremos trabajando en esa área porque creo que va a ser muy beneficiosa para todas las empresas. El 2020 ya lo tenemos prácticamente liquidado, así que solamente después de lo que hemos pasado, solamente nos queda vivir cosas mejores. Esperemos que los próximos meses podamos dejar ya combatido el COVID y que podamos desarrollar un poquito la vida como la teníamos antes, que es ahora cuando nos damos cuenta de las grandes carencias que estamos teniendo.
Muy bien, muchas gracias.
Permíteme, Marco, perdona, permíteme lo primero, felicitarte una vez más por estos lives, agradecerte que nos hayas invitado y a todos los invitados, a todos los compañeros, desearles unas felices fiestas y un abrazo para todos.
Muchas gracias. Y ahora, and now, oh,
Chris.
Okay. Feliz Natal para todos.
muy bien. Genial,
Best
genial.
wishes for everyone. Best wishes for everyone. And Marco, for this special edition, there is something from Belgium that will come to you. Special gift.
Thank you.
Because it is always a pleasure to having me in the show. I do like it, and my English will be better. So
Yeah, absolutely.
that will be a great wish for next year. So thank you very much.
Perfect. And now let's go to America. Harper, your Christmas wishes, my friend.
A couple things real good, Robert, before I say my Christmas wish. Chris, your English is just fine. There isn't anything that I don't understand, so you're doing very well. And Arnaldo, I really like that light behind you. So now I want to make sure I got those in there. My Christmas wish is in a year of chaos, sickness, and death, and pandemic, and everything that all that uncertainty. I wish for everybody for healing, growing, and just living. You know, I mean, I've had plenty of time this year to really look at my life, and I know that I have it so much better than other people, and so I just want to wish everybody, you know, hopefully 2021 is going to be a much better year for everybody in the world. There's been so much going on, and it's not just you know, here in the United States. It's worldwide. So, and that's one of the great things about this program is that we talk to people everywhere. I mean, we've got North America, South America, Europe. We've had people from the Philippines, South Africa, and stuff. So it's just time for you know, for living. We've gone through the worst, hopefully, and so now it's time to really rebuild and live.
Perfect. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Marco, and to everybody who's been here today. It's been a pleasure to actually meet up and to talk. And live video has played such a part in our lives this year. It's going to do next year. As for wishes, well, I wish everybody a happy Christmas and make the most of it. This is a time when we can relax. We don't have to work. We can just, for want of a better word, chill. I wish everybody a chill in Christmas. And for the new year, I wish everybody good health. We too often take it for granted. This year has been a wake-up call globally, and to be able to say that we can overcome the difficulties that we have in 2020, and at some point in 2021, things will start to return to normal thanks to the good people who worked on the vaccines. Is basically my Christmas wish is that there is a second anniversary of Marco being on LinkedIn. We can all get together to celebrate having been out for a long walk to a restaurant for a pint, for a glass of wine, and we can start to live normally. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stephen. Now it's time for Peter.
Hi. I'd just like to say that I've learned Portuguese today. The word live stream, is that Portuguese? And I've also got to tell you, I've got a friend who can speak Portuguese fluently, and he's going to listen to this later to see if you've been speaking about me. Anyway, so I just wish all those people that are struggling just now, because there's many people struggling, wish there's going to be that light at the end of the tunnel for them. So what I would like to say to everybody in here today, I'd like to give you a little song before I go, just a bit. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The tidings we bring.
Thank you.
We have singers. Alberto.
Bueno, me ausenté más tiempo de lo que pensé, pero bueno, deseos, mucha salud, mucho tiempo de familia y que en este 2021, a pesar de lo que pase, bueno o malo, siempre estemos en compañía, presencial o online. Nunca nos sintamos solos y siempre busquemos a alguien con quien conversar, con quien compartir una cerveza, un café, un vino, una charla y bueno, recordando un poco lo que pasó hace mucho tiempo, trágico en Europa, al final, bueno, guerras y todo esto, al final, un mensaje y es, juntos es más fácil y juntos, entonces no nos separemos y busquemos compañía.
Muy bien, muy bien. Muchas gracias, Alberto. Arnaldo.
Bem, boas festas para todo mundo. Não se esqueçam, acho um ponto importante, transmitam alegria e simpatia, tá? O que o nosso Alberto acabou de falar, sejam companheiros de outras pessoas, as pessoas estão muito sozinhas. Não vamos falar 2020, 2021, certo? O importante é nós podermos contribuir, tá? Dê muita atenção à sua família, aos seus amigos, às pessoas. Tá? E que venha 2001, estamos todos nós preparados. Em particular, ao pessoal que está aqui participando dessa live, tá? Boas festas, feliz ano novo a você, Marco, essa sua iniciativa aí, fora do comum, tá? Excepcional, e Happy New Year's para todo mundo. For all.
Very good. So it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for all of you who joined me today. Let me see. I'm looking the right way. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of you who were watching us. Thanks for all the guests I had through this long year. It was amazing, and I hope that you all stay safe. That 2021 will bring an easier year, and I hope that we learn something from this 2020 challenging year. Muito obrigado a todos que estiveram aí. Muitas gracias. Nos vemos muito pronto. Vemo-nos muito em breve e cuidem-se muito. Tenham um Feliz Natal. Que tenham Feliz Navidad. Ou então, Bom Nadal, como se diz em gallego. E nos vemos muito pronto. Bye, bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.